going to court. That's one of the things that CASAs do as well. So it's not only the kind of feel-good pictures where, you see a guy walking along, he's got a foster kid that's grinning and skipping and, ice cream and butterflies. But you also go to court, and court is one of those things that you don't see in the posters a lot of times, or the things that get people's heartstrings pulled. But it's also one of the most vital parts, and depending on your outlook, can be one of the most interesting. Kind of like you can get fired up about it.
Absolutely,
that's the place where you're going to go into the courtroom, and it's going to be for whatever reason. And you get to say what the kid couldn't say,
right? Because
saying what is real, saying what is honest, might get you hit, And then, and you may not have been around mom or dad for 6 or 9 months because of everyone stepping in to help you out, but you're still afraid of them, even in that room. So that child doesn't go to the courtroom, you do, and you get to stand there and stare dad right in the eyes and. Let them know what's up.
Well, and that's becoming a child advocate. That's the best part of advocating. That's where the most important part of advocating comes from, is in the courtroom, because you are the extra set of eyes for the judge, the court, and you get to share with the court about what is going on with that child. The judge will ask you questions, and how's the child doing in placement? How's the child doing with this? Is there anything the child needs? And that's your opportunity to advocate, whatever that might be. Maybe they need to have visits with their pet they haven't seen in months.
Right.
The court wants to hear about that. They can make that happen. Does a child have a favorite toy that they've been wanting? If it's possible, let's see if we can get that stuffed animal or toy to them where they can, the court's eyes on this is the child didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
The parents did. But at the end of the day, the parents get to go back home and pick up and do whatever they want to do. The child's one that's removed from their comfortable environment. They have to go to a different place. They have to learn different rules, different routines with different people. And it's the child that has to suffer in all this. And so if there's something that can make this child a little bit easier, stuffed toy, seeing their pet, the court wants them to see that happen. And these are parts and ways that a CASA volunteer can advocate.
Yeah. Court can be scary.
They can.
I tell you what, the first time I went to court, I was getting, I felt grilled. I know it wasn't now, but at the time it felt like I was getting grilled by the mother's attorney. And it really ticked me off, right? I mean, you could just tell it. I immediately kind of flushed and went into the fight or flight. And it was all fight.
It does make you feel that way. If you're not comfortable testifying in court, it's a learning curve.
Yeah, you take a couple of times. Yeah.
And I will tell you, in the beginning, if you're on the case in the very beginning, you'll kind of you're kind of wading into a pool. The judge will ask you some questions on how things are going, and you kind of get up in front of the court and stand up and give your personal opinion and talk about what you feel is in the best interest of the child. Then as the case goes on, if there's discrepancies, then you may be called to testify. Maybe they even needed to correct something that was said in court. And that gets a little bit more intense. And maybe the goal of the case changes where they're going to terminate parental rights. Well, you may be called to the stand to testify what's in the best interest of that child. You may have to say, yes, it's in the best interest to terminate parental rights.
That was mine.
That's tough. That's very tough. Because we never want to see a relationship ended that way. But, sometimes it's in the best interest.
Yeah, in that case, it was. I mean, I couldn't imagine anything.
Absolutely.
There was no fixing that mom.